Hi, my name is Ella, and today I wanted to film this video because a long time ago I made a list of ways to stay positive even when things aren't necessarily going as well as you want them to go. And I find like sometimes this time of year is super hard for people because seasons are changing, school is back, things are really stressful, it's flu season, stuff like that. So anyways, I just decided that maybe I would share that list with the internet. And I also bought this shirt yesterday for like $9, and I'm pretty impressed with it. It's probably gonna fall apart the first time I wash it, but that's okay. So the first thing that I always try and do when I'm maybe not feeling so happy, this sounds like super simple, but sometimes it isn't, is just making a list of everything that you're grateful for, because I think it's super important to remind yourself that even amid like pain and sadness, that there always is something to be grateful for. And it can be like super trivial, like, hey, I'm grateful I have a roof over my head, because if you take a whole bunch of small things and add them up, the positivity will just be bigger than the sadness, ideally. So you can be like, I'm thankful I have a roof over my head. I'm thankful that my mom can sit next to me on this couch and I don't have to be all alone. Stuff like that. Because ideally it'll just take your mind off the stuff that isn't so great in your life and you'll be focusing on the good things. I talk with my hands a lot. Another thing that I do sometimes is I write down things that I wish that I could say out loud to people that I, for some reason, didn't say at the time, that I know I probably shouldn't say, stuff like that, because I find that it's so liberating to just get it out. Holding in pain and sadness isn't good for anybody. It'll just wear you down, and emotionally you won't be in a good place to handle life. And sometimes just writing it down and getting it out there clears your mind, and it's super helpful. Another thing that I really enjoy doing is painting. I'm not like the best at it, but you don't have to be. It's just nice to be able to create something colorful and something that you consider to be beautiful. It doesn't take that much brain power, so you can just relax, light some candles, paint. Yeah. Another thing that I love to do for people when I'm not feeling the best and when I'm sort of sad is doing nice things for other people, because telling someone how much they mean to me and being kind to someone else always makes me feel so much happier, because I know that I'm part of the source of someone else's happiness, even when I can't necessarily be my own. And to know that I in some way help to brighten another person's day brightens mine too. So like it's a win-win. Just being kind to people, even not on your bad days, will also make you feel a lot better. And one of the things that I wrote down, and it's on my wall too, is be the best person that you can be, even when you're suffering, because it'll make you suffer less. And being nice is the nicest thing you can do for someone. Another one of my things that I have down on my list is just like turning on some music and dancing. When I used to be like, when I was younger and I used to get sad sometimes, I used to listen to like super depressing music, but it's okay to let yourself feel to like depressing music sometimes, because sometimes you have to do that, but other times it's nice to like listen to really bopping tunes and just dance and get your mood up a little bit and your heart rate, and realize that you can still dance when you're sad, and dancing is always fun. Another thing that I find useful to do if you're sort of feeling down is to just write a journal, and again, to just get all your feelings out there, to validate yourself, to understand that you're allowed to feel sad, you're allowed to feel happy, you're allowed to have things that you don't really necessarily want to express out loud, you're allowed to be angry, and to write it all down in a journal is just so releasing and so helpful. Another one that I like to do is, because I'm vain as fuck, is, well, I'm not actually that vain. Maybe I am. I don't know. This is one that I like to do sometimes. Is to just take selfies of yourself. Like, they can be funny with a funny filter or just in general, and then to find one picture that you really like and to be able to point out things about yourself that you like. Like for me, I'm like, ooh, I like my nose piercing. I like my earrings. I like my eyes. Yeah, I find that can be helpful. Do something that you love. I know it sounds dumb and simple, but sometimes we get so caught up in schoolwork and in cleaning and in making sure that we have enough money to do stuff that we forget to just like sit down and play our ukulele, or we forget to just laugh or watch Miranda Sings videos, and we forget to go for walks when it's cold. We forget to play in the rain. We forget to stay up super late and then watch the sunrise in the morning. You know, another thing that I like to do sometimes is to yodel. That sounds silly because nobody knows how to yodel, but if you go online and you try and find yodeling videos and then you actually seriously try to yodel, it's hilarious and it's such a mood uplifter because it's so fun. Another thing I put down was to spend time with your cat, your dog, your rat, your fish. I don't know, just spend time with an animal who loves you unconditionally. Your pet will love you as long as you're kind to it, generally speaking. I know my dog does. She doesn't care if I'm sad. She'll lick my tears anyway. You know, she just loves me. Watch a funny movie. They just put Zootopia on Netflix. It's really good. Snuggle with someone you love, whether it is just a pet or, you know, your friend. You can just hold them. They can hold you. Just be with someone who you love. Go shopping. If you're a girl or a boy, I guess, if you're anyone and you like makeup, buy yourself makeup because then you can get home and put it on, or buy ice cream if you want to eat ice cream, or buy a hat. I just ordered one online and it's gonna come soon and it's like a little fairy hat. I'm really excited. Buy an antique lamp, buy yourself a television, buy, I don't know who's gonna buy themselves a television. Maybe you don't like make super big purchases when you're not feeling the best. But like whatever, you do you. Plan a dream vacation. I have so many vacations planned that I'm never going to get to go on. But that's okay, because it's just fun to plan anyways. You can dream. People might hate this one, because I understand that sometimes it's not always possible, but just keep a positive attitude if you can. Sometimes I find that I pity myself, and I'm like, oh, my life isn't as good as this person's. Why is this happening to me? But then if you take a step back and acknowledge the fact that maybe you're thinking of yourself as a victim when you're not, I find that sometimes increases my mood. But you're allowed to feel however you want, so you do you. Read a self-help book. I find them really fun, and sometimes they're really useful because they give even better ideas than what I'm giving. And then another one, my friend recommended this to me, was to make a list of everything that I've been through that I don't consider to be great, and for every bad thing that I've been through, write 3 good things that have come of good out of it. Another thing that you can do is just take time, clear your head, and remember that you're still here. Appreciate the fact that you're sitting down, that you're breathing, that you can breathe, that you can think. Just appreciate the fact that you're still here, and that makes you a warrior, and that makes you brave, and that's amazing. I'm so happy that you're still here. Another one of my favorite things to do, sometimes it depends on like what kind of mood I'm feeling, is to just sit down with someone who I trust and talk to them about how I feel, because oftentimes getting it out there is really helpful, and I feel sometimes they can validate you, and accepting how you feel while you're surrounded by love is the best way to accept how you feel. Don't isolate yourself. I can't stress this enough. If you're feeling super sad, don't go up to your room and close the door and turn off all the lights and just cry, because that's so sad. At least for me, I know isolating is a really, really bad thing. Go for a hike if you want. Go out in nature, breathe in the fresh air. One of the other ones is to take a bath and to fill it all up with bubbles and to just like soak like a little prune for a while. It's relaxing, it's cleansing, it feels nice. This is the last one that I have written down. I'm sure I didn't cover all the ways to feel better because, I mean, we all have our own ways of dealing with stuff. These are just mine. The last one that I put down was just smile. I think as long as you can smile, you're doing okay. I really hope that some of these things helped you a little bit, and I hope that you realize that you are brave and that you are a warrior and that you should stick around, because this world is a better place because you're here. I love you all so much, and if you have any ways that you deal with sadness or stress or getting bad news, you can leave them in the comments if you so desire, and I'll read them because I'm always open to finding new ways to deal with this life that's beautiful and also really stressful sometimes.